Well, for more, we cross to our reporter, Manqoba Mqunu, who is in Soweto ahead of the memorial. And I'm sure a big turnout expected today for a young woman whose death is another sad reminder of the scourge of violence in this country, Manqoba, especially against women.
Well, yes, certainly, Natasha, we're expecting scores of Diepkloof residents to come and pay their tributes here to Karabo Mokoena today, a woman that they saw growing up here in the streets of Diepkloof. And certainly, we've been speaking to some of them during the week and over the past few days, and certainly all of them saying a similar narrative about the person that Karabo Mokoena was, saying that indeed she was a beautiful person inside and outside. And then they were saying that, of course, that she was a bubbly person and obviously somebody who was very committed to helping the community and somebody who was also a champion of women empowerment as well as gender-based violence, to speak on issues of gender-based violence. And certainly all of her friends say that indeed her loss is something that has come as a shock to this community. Her death, you'll recall obviously that last week Thursday we heard those horrible news that Karabo Mokwena's body was found in that felt in Lyndhurst. Obviously that was last month, but it was confirmed on Thursday last week that indeed the remains that were found there about 2 weeks earlier were that of Karabo Mokoena. And of course the DNA results also confirming over the weekend that indeed that child body that was found there was that of Karabo Mokoena. But of course here in Diepkloof, Karabo Mokoena was known as Parabanda by those who knew her very well. And obviously to talk more about how this name originated and the person that she was, I'm now joined by her uncle, Uncle Tsepo Mokoena. Uncle, thank you very much. I know this is a difficult time for the family. How have you been coping since you've heard of this news of the unfortunate passing of Karabo?
Well, the family has not been coping. I must tell you, it's very, very difficult times. I know the father, as it is only this week, we took him to the doctor twice. I mean, it was very, very difficult. Also, the mother was not coping, and I'm also not coping, So, I mean, the children are not coping. So, it's very, very difficult. But I think the support of the community, the support of government, and also you as the media, I mean, you coming in. So, maybe that does not actually give us a chance to sit down and grieve, because when you have people around, you don't think too much. But I think when one goes to bed, that's when everything comes back. As it is, I haven't had a chance to sleep, because you sleep for like 10-15 minutes and you see her picture and you see a Karabo as if he's alive. And
let's talk about the person that she was. She was called Parabanda. Where did that name originate from, and what type of person was she as you know her? I know that you were very close to her.
Yeah, well, I think the name is called Parabanza. It was the father. As you know, that the father is a very, very jovial person. The father, you'll always find him around friends. He liked making jokes, and I think that name just came. It didn't mean anything, but I think it's a name just came. It doesn't have much meaning. But the father is a very, very intelligent and jovial person, so maybe that's why he gave him the name. But may that be, yes, Karabo was very, very intelligent, and you could see at the age of 22, there's a lot that she has done, and she was actually more mature than a person of her age.
And in terms of how would you want her to be remembered going forward?
The name Karabo, it's a meaning, Karabo in my own language is an answer. And I think Karabo has brought an answer to a lot of women who are actually abused both emotionally, physically, and otherwise. And little did we know that her death, it will actually spark the whole world, not just South Africa. I mean, as it is, you can see that her death, everybody's talking about her death. And I'm sure there are other young girls who have died the same. But, with Karabo, it was different, and it was just so viral and big. And so, personally, I would remember her as a liberator. I would remember her as a person who has actually awakened the world to say no to women abuse, no to going forward and abusing women.
Thank you very much. That was Karabo Mokoena, who is, of course, the uncle of Karabo Mokoena. And certainly, as we remember Karabo Mokoena also, it's certainly going to be a time of reflection for the community as well as the country at large on this scourge of gender-based violence. And certainly we know that this is not just only an isolated case. Over the past few days, we've heard of more bodies being found of women here in Soweto. We heard of 2 bodies of Bongega, Bongega as well as Popi that were found over the weekend in Tladi as well as Naledi. And certainly what a shame it's been for the country this week as we've seen these incidents on the increase. And certainly we're expecting those sentiments to be raised here at this memorial service as we remember the life of Karabo Mokoena.
Mangoba, thank you so much. Mangoba Mkunu live from Soweto ahead of Karabo Mokwena's memorial.